So for us, artificial intelligence is not an option, it's mandatory. So from starting without using computers to start using computers plus internet plus social media data sources.
Welcome to the GAIN podcast. It is day one of the GAIN Summit, and it is a very busy day. It has been a very eventful day. Joining me today is Antonio Jara, the executive board member and co-owner of Libelium. Did I say it correctly?
Yes, exactly.
I love the name,
Thank you.
Libelium. It's very nice. So can you give us a little brief about yourself and a background of what you do?
Thank you so much, Lema, for being here today with you. This is a huge honor to be in this event. And yeah, I'm very happy to introduce you what we are doing in Libelium. So Libelium is a IoT company, Internet of Things company, who started 18 years ago creating devices. We were pioneers creating devices to connect everything you can imagine to the internet. This was a long time ago, and recently we realized in the last 4 years that if we don't take maximum benefit of all the data we are collecting, our customer will not take maximum value out of our proposal. So thanks to artificial intelligence, we have evolved a lot our current business model and our current value proposition. So Libelium today is a company that is able to provide end-to-end value proposition, starting from the devices itself, the sensor, to collect data, and finalizing by what we call digital twin to validate and to exploit all this data to make the right decision, to make the right investment, to make the right understanding of what is happening, for example, in an industry, in a city, etc. And personally, just to why we start and why finalize there, I started doing my research in Internet of Things long time ago. We're talking over 25 years ago. This was a period that I was very focused on research and focusing innovation, working for academia. I spent a lot of time of my life working for academia, and suddenly one day I decided to create a company to make things that really impact the real world. Because when you really dedicate a lot for something, you really won't have a real impact. And that was really my movement to start working with my own company that now is Libelium and establishing the right solution. So my trajectory was just a guy who was working a lot in academia, doing research, and suddenly one day say, oh my God, I am doing nothing useful with my life. I need to really focus on industry and business to make sure that whatever I am doing have impact. No? And that was the reason to move from academia to entrepreneurship world.
Did you feel like there was ever a turning point for you when you were working in academia that made you think, no, I need to transition my job to making impact? What was that moment, or what was that feeling that you had that made you change?
I think that academia is a very good environment to explore, to train yourself, to start understanding what is the domains you can create a value. But fortunately, for academia, the target is not satisfying customer. The target is creating new things. And creating new things is only the starting. Then you need to make sure things doesn't fail, doing all the maintenance, all the, let's say, all the different activities that go beyond the product of the innovation to deliver a product. And then usually for academics or for researchers, that is not fun. That is not really relevant, because as soon as they have already their patent or publication, for them the work is done. So then you need to go to industry to really take all these extra steps about delivery and making things work. And then, of course, customers, because they know about this, they don't trust academia, because they know academia will bring good ideas, will bring good demos or proof of concepts, but after that, they will not really be in there for offering a right maintenance or offering a right scalability or replicability of the solution to go in a larger scale. So in that opinion, I feel that if you really want to make something work in the real world, you need to jump from academia to the industrial ecosystem to make sure you can dedicate efforts and resources to all these extra pieces that go not only in the innovation, go also to other key parts of the value chain of bringing a solution to the market.
And can I ask you, how are you utilizing AI in Libelium right now?
So AI for Libelium is a crucial, as I told you, innovation, because it's the way we put much more value into our data. So for me, Libelium, the strong value proposition is the capacity to decode the air. We are able to check the air with our sensors, and all that here is in the middle of us is plenty of number of components that say a lot of things, say plenty number of things. And then what we are doing is understanding exactly of this component. We have three type of components on there, three type of categories: physical particles, also gases, organic and inorganic gases. That is the three categories. So understanding this value, we can really, for example, to know what is the pollution coming from. We can know how many people are in this room. We can know even what is our health level. And in outdoor environment, the most relevant is we can know urban health criteria, how this will impact in the, for example, some CCOP related issues uh, are very related to the pollution of the air. This is really where AI make a lot of sense. AI is helping us to move from just measuring different parameters, NO2, ozone, particle matter, etc., to something that makes a lot of sense, like what is the pollution coming from, what is the impact on your health, what is, for example, the different allergic that you can suffer from this particle. We can transfer from particle to real, what is the exactly the viruses or the different substances are in the air. And this is where AI makes a lot of sense. That is one part. Second part is that when you monitor air, you are only monitoring a specific location. You are monitoring, I have a sensor monitoring in this particular location. But of course, I cannot deploy a big number of sensors, a vast number of sensors. I need to really being able to extrapolate and to extracting the information from one specific point, understand what is happening in a larger domain. And that is also AI helping us to do the what we call pollution propagation models, to understand from one point to few hundred meters, even kilometers beyond that point, what is the state, how is the propagation. And that's also helping us a lot, the AI. And the last point that AI is helping is what we call is part of the simulation and forecasting capability with the digital twin. That when we understand how everything is working, then we have the capacity to create a model that will help us to move from one city or from one experience to another city, another experience. I will give you a very clear example. Now in Europe and also here in Riyadh, we have now very strong issue with traffic and congestion. So when we want to improve traffic, now for example, there's a big directive called low emission zones. So low emission zones means that you make several changes, for example, in the speed of the car, of the number of line, of the type of car, depending if they are diesel or they are electric, etc., that can access to specific areas, even for how long you can car park. This kind of innovation or actions, you need to measure them and you need to understand what is the real benefit and the real impact. So this is a model based on AI that based on the experience, for example, I learned from Barcelona, I learned from Madrid, I learned from other cities. I can extract the information and transfer it to another city, like a small city like Cartagena in the southeast of Spain, or other cities like Riyadh. We are working now in Riyadh, or other even different cities. So that this capacity to extract. So just to summarize, first, to extract maximum value of the data, get insight. Second, to extract also the propagation and understanding how is from micro to large scale the data impact. And the last point is to guarantee that we can get this information, this data, and extract it for other cities to look for the replicability. And that are the three areas where we are working deeply in AI in Libelium.
And can I ask you, what cities are you working on? You mentioned it a little bit briefly when we were talking before filming. What cities are you working with right now in Libelium?
So right now we are working luckily in more than 100 cities for IoT devices, for sensors, for the monitoring devices. We have parking, water quality, air quality, different capacity for monitoring, and 73, exactly 73 in the last case for smart city and digital twin, understanding particularly what is the air quality, understanding the environmental modeling, the sustainable impact assessment, and of course, as part of this, we have, as I mentioned, key name of cities working in different domains. For example, Medellin in Colombia, that is very exotic. We have also a lot of cities, as mentioned, in Spain, because we are a Spanish company, even when we have now our regional headquarters here in the Kingdom, in Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh. But that is our main focus. We also have some cities in Germany, like Kiel in Germany, big cities like Santander, that was the most important reference smart city in Spain, was one of the biggest projects from Libelium from the very beginning until today. So these kind of cities are working with us, and also other European capital like Helsinki in Finland, but also with Milano in Italy. Also, particularly, we are deploying some sensors and specific technologies also in some African countries like Morocco, where we have some specific projects. So all these, at the end of the day, are different cities that with different dimensions, all of them addressing the same need. Because at the end of the day, it's public investment, or public-private investment in the best case, to look for a clear benefit and to be able to measure the benefit that we are extracting. And that is also, again, where AI gives us the right answer.
Can I ask you, how does it impact society and the quality of life if we can measure air quality? What impact does it have on people?
So right now, quality of life is one of the much more clear point in terms of inequity, because it's unbelievable. One number I love is that from living in the south of Madrid to the north of Madrid, people in the south will have, based on the DALI, that is the disabilities average year that you will suffer, like diabetes or hypertension or whatever, the different, guess what many years you think is the difference between the south and the north of Madrid? I'm not talking other country, same economy, same people. 7 years
Wow.
means that on average, from living in the south or the north of a city, you will impact your quality of life 7 years. And this is not a number that I tell you just randomly is a number coming from United Nations, World Health Organization. There is a criteria called health impact assessment that is a big philosophy and big directive called One Health. One Health is defined by World Health Organization in order to define and guarantee that healthcare is taken into account in the different policies and in the different directives. And this is an example where you have this health impact assessment like DALI that give you a very clear example about the impact of number of years you will decrease your quality of life because of some comorbidities like diabetes or whatever. And you have also other ones very nice, like what is the impact of urban heat islands. You have another impact assessment is heat. It's amazing the number of people and statistics you can get out, for example, stress, sleep disorders, how this impact in happiness, how that impact also in or this depression and mental health. It's amazing and crazy how just changing something so simple like the lamppost light color from white to blue just change everything, because the brain will change a lot. And this kind of small change, we can measure it. So at the end of the day, air quality, pollution is also impacting a lot of different aspects of the healthcare, from fertility, from health. Seriously, yeah, yeah.
No, I think it's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. From this point to also, of course, a lot of breathing disease. Of course, usually you have cancer always appearing around, and all these kind of disease that are really impacting the quality of life, and the impacting also not directly, because also indirectly can promote and boost other different diseases that are impacting. And of course, all this is always correlated with stress and comfort.
Environment, work environment as well. Yeah.
Work environment, correct.
I want to ask you, when you decided to start Libelium, did you always know you wanted to utilize AI, or did it kind of come along with it?
So just to clarify, I joined Libelium because they acquired my company. That was a
Okay.
key point. So I was, but we follow the same trajectory. So, but then Libelium was very beginning with, let's say, clearly IoT, and then when they acquire my company, we bring exactly this new philosophy and opportunities of AI. Of course, they have it already also in mind on the roadmap, but there was like a momentum to start investing on these technologies. And for us, it's natural. It's like today, I ask you, you are a reporter, are you going to use ChatGPT or any tools for supporting you, for improving your question, your summaries? It's natural. It's evolution. It means you need to keep your own nature, your own sign, but at the same time, you can take benefit of new technology. So for us, artificial intelligence is not an option. It's mandatory. It's totally mandatory. No one in the current world, in the current business domain, can avoid to use AI. And in our particular case, was the right answer for solving a lot of issues. I will give you a very clear example, just to understand. as I told you before, our expertise decoding the air, we monitor air quality. So then people, customers say, okay, I will monitor with your device one here, and then they have some already existing reference station, like existing monitoring air quality monitoring device in other location, maybe a few hundred meters or even a few kilometers, and they complain, oh, why your data is not exactly or very similar to my other data in other corner or in other few hundred meters or kilometers from the place. And this kind of question before looks like we were providing low quality solution because the data was not correlated or not too much correlated. But today, with AI, we can show you exactly what is happening from the point A to the point B, what happened in the middle. We can contrast this data with satellite to demonstrate that really what is happening is realistic. And all this is AI, this to show you and demonstrate you what is happening from point A and point B. And before that, without an AI model that check all the evolution from the beginning to the end, it's like you are very young and suddenly you want to see, and suddenly after 50 years, you look a little bit older and I don't recognize you. Then AI can do the evolution. Like, no, from this moment to 50 years later, that was the evolution of Elema during all this period,
Yeah.
no? But the same, I can show you all the evolution, taking into account the geography, the buildings, the different parameters. What is the evolution? So that is an example where AI help us a lot. And of course, as I told you, today when I go, for example, big projects like NEOM, or I go to Riyadh Royal Commission, Riyadh Municipality, they don't really want to see what is the level of NO2 or ozone only. They want to really understand how much is the impact of traffic, how much is the coming from natural sources like sandstorm or just nature, just to understand exactly this segmentation between what is traffic, what is other sources, you need AI. The AI is the unique one able to contextualize, to understand all what is going on in this, we call it complex system, with a lot of things and implied in this final result. And this, again, is something that gives you an extra value proposition about AI. It's like, again, coming back to ChatGPT, it's not the same you look for sources. Okay, this I want to check in Google information for my report about A, B, C, D. Then I give you 7 web page or 7 books to read. I say, oh my God, I need to read now 7 books or 7 pages that transform it to something already cooked with summary, with insights that you can extract and use for your conclusion and for your report. This kind of transformation from something not cooked, raw, to something already cooked is also what we are doing with data from our sensor. Going from raw data to cooked data that give you exactly what you need, because people already, and our customers before could do the same. Starting from the raw data, they could get the conclusion we are offering now with AI. But the transformation process is so heavy, so, let's say, complex, that they will not do it as today we do it, so agile and so straightforward.
You mentioned something very interesting. You said the use of AI is mandatory in the work that you work in.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, if in the industry that you work in, if people were not to use AI, what would be the detriments or what would be the negative impacts of it? Would we even get anywhere progress-wise?
I mean, what is the problem of people who doesn't use today computers? That they are, of course, we accept them. They are maybe much more classical business or other kind of domains that they don't require this digital transformation, but they are now limiting themselves to some opportunities. So imagine yourself as a reporter that you decide that you only will read books and you always check newspaper physically and you don't
I
want
fall behind, very behind.
very behind. So that is the same. At the end of the day, is AI is just another step forward to what was first computers. Now after was internet, after was social media, and now we have AI powering a lot of different tools to generate different kind of content and processing this massive amount of content. So from starting without using computer to start using computers plus internet plus social media data sources plus now advanced tool like AI is just to guarantee that you have the best mechanisms available to address your job. And of course, if you don't use it, you are just limiting yourself for your potential.
I
So
agree.
so but of course, I have my father doesn't use too much advanced technology, but of course he's limiting himself. But I don't think any young person can avoid to be native AI.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people talk about the ethics of AI and they claim that AI is dangerous to use. I think it's dangerous not to use AI.
Also, it's dangerous to use a car. Also, it's dangerous
It's
to.
dangerous to leave your house.
Everything is dangerous. Everything
If
is
you really want it to be reading soon.
everything is dangerous. Everything is dangerous. So that is the key point. I mean, I am pretty agree
Yeah.
that sometimes we avoid to understand for some reason the risk of internet or the risk of AI because in some ways digital, and we several times try to reduce the impact of negative impact of the digital things over our moral, our ethics, or our privacy and safety and security. But of course, there is a very, very strong connection between digital and physical.
Yep.
And that is where we really need to check. For example, with a very simple example. If someone comes physically to your house, you will get very angry, you will call police.
What are you doing here?
You will do, yeah, but whoever someone hack your Instagram account, it's not so bad. It's
Yeah,
okay,
very
oh
true.
my God, they hack my account. I need
Don't hack my account. I'm
No,
just
no,
telling
no,
that.
please don't do it. But it's an example. They hack your account, or they hack your computer, or they anything wrong with your computer for that force you
Yeah.
to reboot it or to lose some data. You don't feel
As
so.
attacked. I don't.
You feel like attack, but you don't feel so serious attack. If someone hack your account in Instagram, so serious that someone suddenly steal you physically something at your physical house. And this small difference of how we understand the digital or physical is what makes a lot of risk. Because you believe that because you are alone in your room or in your house, you are not really being exposed. However, you are much more exposed than ever.
Yeah.
Because if you go in the middle of a square like here, only 10 people can see you. But if you go inside of your room connected to internet, million of people can see you. And
Yeah.
but you believe that you are alone physically, but digitally is million of people. And it's not, and the worst is not in real time, but it's over the time. Some people steal some picture or steal some data. It's not just in that precise moment, it's also the longevity of that content. We have something in Europe called the GDPR, that is the right to be forgotten. The right to be forgotten means if suddenly some content of mine, I don't want it longer to be online, I have the right as European, and of course also Saudi is adopting this regulation, the right to, is my content, is my privacy, please remove it. And in fact, you go to Google, you can, any link from you can ask to remove it.
It's wonderful.
Any content from you can ask to remove it.
It's wonderful, yeah.
That is the right to be forgotten. So, but again, this is a right that was because the privacy, because unfortunately, again, the digital content longevity is much longer than the physical. That is the challenge. So for me, AI again, I think that it's something that Sadaya and in particular all the Miss Foundation and all the huge investment of Saudi Arabia to be a cognitive country is investing on capability building for guaranteeing long-term people development with AI. And for me, that is the most important. I don't think we should cancel something because it's risky. It's like I don't allow to get drive license because it's risky. Good, I train you, I give you the right instruction, I give you the right certification. That will be amazing. If suddenly for being able to use internet or AI, you need a certificate as you need to drive a car.
It's
Unfortunately,
important.
unfortunately, you can go and just
Get
connect
into
to
it, yeah.
internet without any knowledge, assuming all the risk, with a lot of people that are in different age, with different level of maturity, with different level of intentions, and unfortunately, you are just exposed, and that is more education. So I think that the answer for that is as simple as education.
Yeah.
As
It's not
simple as
about
this
being
is.
scared of it. It's about
And I think the
raising.
Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is unbelievable, all the investment. From Miss Foundation to Sadaya activities to all the different collaborations that they are doing, they are really trying to guarantee that all the society is properly trained on AI.
Yeah.
They are making a huge
They're
effort on
leading
that.
it, honestly, and they're doing a wonderful job as well. I completely agree with you. I want to ask you on, I have to ask you about the topic. Obviously, we're in Gain Summit. So, what has been your experience so far of day one?
So I'm day one, so I just arrived a couple of days ago because I have some meetings. And seriously, it's crazy and unbelievable how
Yeah.
these events after 2 years has increased a lot. The professional design, the level of speaker, the level of the community. Seriously, who is not here in the global scale, is not really working in the AI business. Is really unbelievable. All the connections, all the amazing organization. I think we are also in this unique place like the Ritz Carlton, that is one of the most ambitious and beautiful places to enjoy this momentum, and the organization to be so huge event, but at the same time being able to connect everybody is I think is a very nice event. I say before to a friend who likes a lot, I saying that Leap is like a musical festival.
Leap?
Leap
Yeah.
event. It's like
Okay.
a festival of music where you are in the middle and you are like in no place to sit, just in the middle. You enjoy a concert that you will see from
It's like the
400
pit of
meters,
the concert. Yeah.
and this is the opera.
Exactly. Oh, that's perfect. That's the best way to summarize it.
And this is
It
the
is like
opera.
the opera. It's the big leagues. Yeah.
Exactly. You are in the opera. You have perfect. You are
Everything's catered. Everything is white glove, organized, diverse speakers. Everything's on
exactly.
perfect. It's perfectly
And
lit.
these 30,000 people.
Yeah. 32,000 registered. They closed it on Saturday, and 32,000 people registered.
It's crazy, and you can feel the crowd. But again, being able to have 32,000 people, that is like half people that you have in Camp Nou in Barcelona,
No, it
the
isn't.
big stadium,
Yeah.
and manage this way to make sure people feel comfortable. There is a lot of water everywhere. People is guaranteeing your comfort. As I told you, it's like an opera concert
It is.
instead of having just a festival where you're in the middle.
VIP service and
VIP
yeah,
service.
that's wonderful.
And then also I think that is really main. Is also just I should recognize that I guess that everybody is now aware, but now I think really Riyadh and Saudi Arabia in general is becoming the center of the world. They are really attracting not only on a sport or golf or all these popular things, but also in terms of innovation, also in terms of investment. They are being a core ecosystem,
Yes.
and today it's impossible to spend 1 month or 2 months without requiring to come to Riyadh for
It's wonderful to
huge,
hear.
huge event, huge
Yeah.
event. And I very agree with the G. This is the Global AI
Yeah.
Summit, and this is really amazing event. And also it's very nice. I'm talking about equity and accessibility. It's also very nice. Also again from the Sadaya organization to make everything open online.
Yes.
Everybody can consume, access to VIP speakers through streaming. So also creating this kind of content for delivering
Yeah.
afterwards.
Inclusivity,
So
accessibility. Yeah.
accessibility is huge. It's huge. I mean, I really expect a lot of impactfulness out of this.
I do as well. I do. It's expected to have 70 agreement signings. So it should be wonderful to see.
It's not only exactly it will be agreement, but also
It's the
deals,
impacts of them.
connections, and again, is day after day putting Saudi much more higher in the global mindset of people.
Inshallah, this is the hope. This is the hope. It's interviews like this that really shed light on it. That shed light on what's happening in Saudi Arabia. So it's wonderful to have these conversations.
Yeah, but I feel that today, after I mean, also everybody is tremendously aware about all what Saudi Arabia is doing, and to be honest, I'm really looking forward to see what happens in the next 5 6 years to reach the Vision 2030.
Yes.
I think that several things will be reached much more earlier, and even better than that is that a lot of things that would not be by 2030 will be really seed to make even unbelievable plans beyond 2030. So I think the new economy of knowledge, the new artificial intelligence, is not only tourism, it's not only a sport, it's not
It's
only
diversified.
entertainment. It's really well diversified, and having this investment like Sadaya and Gain means that you are investing also in knowledge, talent, also all the company that we have seen here. Majority of companies from Saudi are also a very promising opportunity for the developing of the country. So I mean, I'm Spanish,
Yeah.
and I still spend more time now in Riyadh. And you mentioned before you came here when you came.
I was going to ask you as well. So I came to Riyadh in 2020, end of 2019, beginning of 2020. I wanted to ask you, when was the first time you came to Riyadh? First visit?
First visit to Riyadh was exactly around that period. In
2020.
fact, it was exactly that period. To be clear, was end of 2021, just after COVID.
Yeah.
So I couldn't come before because COVID. You came exactly by COVID. So you spent.
Me, I came, I think, April. I was here, and then COVID hit.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
end of 2019, yeah, around the beginning of COVID. COVID was March 2022, I think. 2020.
2021.
Yeah.
So I came after COVID. I started in Caus with a program, very nice program called Caus Destination Deep Tech. That is also very amazing. That is something I love from this kingdom and this country because they are also helping people to come to the country, make soft landing. And then, for example, this destination deep tech program supported by CAUS, by the King Abdullah University of Science and Technology, that was a huge program for us, helping us to soft land, spend 3 months in the kingdom, and that after that I fall in love with the kingdom, with the culture, with the opportunities, and I couldn't leave. I couldn't now.
You couldn't leave. You're here forever.
No, I continue.
Wonderful.
I continue commuting between Spain and Saudi. I spend
You
a lot
spent
of
more time here, you
time
said.
for more time.
Yeah.
Of course, everything
Yeah.
is happening here.
Everything's here. Exactly.
Of course, you have also few events. Thanks for leaving few events for us in Barcelona. But then, so time by time, you need to go to Barcelona. Thank you so much for leaving a couple of them in Barcelona.
We wanted to. We're very
But
generous.
it's very funny because also the complementary event for Gain that is happening in the year in the middle is the Global Smart City Forum. That is the broader event also organized by Sadaya of the global of the Gain, and this is Barcelona is Smart City Work Expo. So it's really the same event of Barcelona adapted organized by the same people brought to Riyadh. So it's really not even for the things that we are yet in Europe. You make a version. It's not a copy because it's the real one with the same people. You make a version of the event in Riyadh, so making sure that people can access and can get, etc. So yeah, it's really it's honest. I think it's impossible to avoid if you are not coming to Saudi Arabia and Riyadh in particular, and also Neon or other now Jeddah is also trying to make some events and other trying to distribute a little bit. I think you will be still disconnected from the world.
Very true.
I didn't feel really the need like going to big events in London or in USA right now, as I have the opportunity to come to the Middle East.
This is where everything's happening. I've been to other places. We've traveled. We've seen them. We work from other places. This is where everything's happening.
Right now, yes. Right now, seriously. Hopefully for very long, but now is really. I think the position of Saudi Arabia in the world is very relevant, and the raising awareness about all the good things that are happening here is also extremely relevant.
I wanted to ask you. You came in 2020, 2021. You said around there. What changes have you seen in Riyadh specifically from then and now?
That is a very, 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 very good question. That is a very good question. Personally, I didn't feel too much change, but for example, simple things like unpractical things is like, for example, live music that now is much more starting to be legal and also to starting to be popular. Like, say, for example, today the opening was a concert,
music show,
a great show with a guy.
Since 2018, I think it's become more common. Yeah, it's wonderful.
So this kind of openness, this kind of accessibility, also the number of buildings, the development of Diriyah, the development of the Gidiyah, the development of all the new I mean locally in Riyadh, of the Rosen also getting known neighborhoods. Also, so I think that really all the creation of all these boulevards and these areas are really amazing for tourism. So now Riyadh is a touristic city. It's a city where you can go to the Diriyah and enjoy a lot, and you go to the boulevard or you go to wherever and you enjoy a lot. So it's really, really a unique place that before I didn't feel was so touristic, and also, as you mentioned, enabling new infrastructure like the buses, the metro, now new airlines also creating like a riot, so a Riyadh, and so on. It's continuous development for connectivity, and people has been always extremely good, extremely high hospitality. So in cultural feeling, I think that is as usual. But I don't think people who didn't come here didn't really understand how life is here, because you go any mall and you can see every people
Yeah.
working until late night, very late night. So yeah, no,
It's the culture, I think.
it's
Yeah.
a cultural thing. Yeah, but I think openness. I think for me the openness is clear. The evolution of the number of actions in parallel going on,
Yeah.
the increase of the city size and the offering, and the number of events is exponentially increasing.
I agree.
So I think really is the number of infrastructure is really also increasing. So yeah, it's really a big change. Now everybody, and of course, I mean the biggest change will be the tourist offer. I think the tourist offer and the entertainment offer, how to have something to do. Now in Riyadh, you have always something to do.
There's always something. Yeah, there
There's
really
always
is.
something.
I think Vision 2030 did a really wonderful job of diversifying the economy. I mean, in all the sectors that you mentioned, it's all Vision 2030. So it's really wonderful to see the impact of it now, so early on. We're not even in 2030 yet, and we can see the impact. Those are all my questions. Is there anything else you'd like to add for the podcast or any comments you'd like to give?
No, just from my side, I just want to say thank you so much for your time and the opportunity of sharing some insights about how artificial intelligence is helping. I'm seriously looking forward to enjoy this event, and inviting everybody to check the streaming and to check, because a lot of things extremely crazy going on. And indeed, hopefully, when I check this video after some period of time, I will get very
You'll see it.
surprised. I'm looking forward to see what is the status of Riyadh, for example, in the next game in a couple of
Yes.
years from now. What will be the evolution? Because that will be very unbelievable, the evolution. So my last suggestion and comment is that please make sure you put AI in your work, in your life, and of course you must visit Riyadh. That is also the key
That's a
point.
wonderful message. Must visit Riyadh, and you have to use AI in your life, inshallah.
Exactly.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Antonio Yara. You were the executive board member and co-owner of Libelium. Thank you so much for your
I
time,
don't know.
and thank you for tuning into the Gain podcast.